Hey everybody, it's TRAKing Pat, and today's video is a question that I get a lot of times, which is how do you make a hex in a ProtoTRAK? And the actual answer is that you start out by measuring what size your hex is going to be from side to side, and you start from there, but you generally don't know where all the points are, and that's what makes it difficult. And so I'm going to show you a real easy way to do it, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the internet. And in the internet, there's a whole lot of different kinds of programs and stuff that can help you, and I have one here that says Hexigon Calculator, and I'm just going to pull that up. All right, so you'll notice in here that you got a lot of different ways that you can calculate what your hex is, but the one that I need is from side to side, right? So let's say I'm just doing a 1-inch hex. I'm going to come in here and delete that and just put in my 1 inch, and you'll see now that it has calculated all the different things that I need. Now the number I need is from center to the point, which it says is 0.5774. And you'll also notice, because it's a hex and everything is 60 degrees, that each length of the hex is the exact same number as that, right? So I'm just going to write that number down real quick, and now I'm going to go back to my ProtoTRAK. So go to my ProtoTRAK here, and I just select Program, and then I'm going to skip this part and just go to the beginning. I'm going to do a profile, and it's going to be irregular, and I'm going to put in that number I just found, so 0.5774. And I want to start a little off the part, and I want to climb mill this. So let's say I start at a 1/4 inch above 0. I'll put in my rapid point, and I'll put in my depth. Let's say I'm going minus 1/2 inch. I'm going to climb mill this. I'm going to do it in one pass with a 20 thousandths finish cut at 2,000 RPM for both finish and rough. I'm going to plunge at 5, machine at 20, finish at 15, and use tool number 1 for all of it. So my dot shows me this is my beginning point, and I'm going to do a milling event, right? So I'm going to use ink set because I'm not moving the X, and I'm going to bring the Y to absolute 0. I got my OK, and you see it right there, okay? Next thing I'm going to do is just simply swipe forward, and it says, what do you want to do first? So I've got a milling event. It's not tangent. And I don't know the X and Y ends of any of this. So each one of these, I'm going to come down here and put in that length, 0.5774, and then tell the angle. Well, the angle from here to here, right, is basically a 30-degree angle. But if you think of it as 270 minus 30, you're going to have 240. So I'm going to say 240. You'll see there's the first piece, right? So I'm going to go to another milling event. Each one of these, I'm just going to come down here, 0.5774. This time my line is pointed at 180 degrees. There's the second leg, mill, length, 0.5774. The angle this time is, of course, going to be 180 minus 60, right? So 120. There's the third leg, mill, length, 0.5774. This time it's actually going to be at 60 degrees, like so. Mill, length, 0.5774. It's pointing at 0. There it is. One last piece to finish the hex, 0.5774. And a line angle of 300 degrees. There's that part. I have one more point to walk off of the part. In this case, I'm just going to put in ink set and go negative 0.250. That gives me my walk off move. I'm going to swipe forward, push End AGE, go to my tool table, and I'm going to select a tool to cut this with. Now I'm going to use this 1-inch end mill, but it could have been anything, right? Got my tool table right. I'm going to go to my setup mode. I'm going to look at my tool path. That looks correct from the center of the cutter. I'm going to go to my verify part, and I'm going to define my stock just to make sure that it's about the right size. Okay, so actually this is probably bigger than I need it to be, so I'm just going to go minus 5/8. Whoops. Like that, and same thing here. And then my Z bottom, I'm going to go minus 1 inch so you can see it. My X maximum is also going to be 5/8 and 5/8, for Y, and the top of the part is Z0. So now if I push return and I go make part, when I select verify part, you're going to see exactly what I told it to do, right? So there's my completed part. Everything looks good. I'm going to push exit, and I'm ready to go run the part. So as you can see, very, very simple to do a hex, but the real key is knowing how to calculate it. And there is nothing better than the internet when it comes to some things like that. So by all means, if you watch this and you got questions or want to know how I found that one, I just went to the internet and said calculators for hexagons, and there's actually ones for any kind of a shape, whether it's 3 or 4 or 5 sided. But it's usually the hex that everybody has a problem with. So hopefully this gets you going and you know how to make your hex. I will see you in the next video, and between now and then, remember to keep on tracking. Thanks for watching.